Well, that's United Airlines New York City half marathon in the back, although not in New York City. It's virtual, although I don't know why they call it virtual, because there was nothing virtual about that run. That was real. It was a remote half marathon. So anyway, time for some post-run risk tips. And so what I wanted to talk about today was the difference between a risk owner and an issue owner, because they are not the same thing. Now, just to kind of explain that, that's a lot of models that I've seen will talk about an issue or a non-compliance or even a vulnerability and talk about it as the risk. And that's the part of the foundational problem as to why it's difficult to differentiate between the issue owner and the risk owner. So I'm going to go back to an example that I used before, and that's the issue or the scenario rather of where I'm driving a car from New Jersey to Texas. So perhaps I take the car into the Department of Transport. They inspect it and they tell me that I've got a balding tire and a slow puncture in the other tire, and perhaps there's a problem with the fuel injection system. So I can decide what I want to do about that. I'm about to drive more than 1,000 miles, not just 100 miles. So I'm actually the risk owner of that entire scenario. So what do I do? Well, based on the inspection from the Department of Transport, I might go to a garage and I'll have them take a look at the tire. And they could recommend either to repair the tire or to replace it. But it's still my risk. I get to decide. Do I want to repair the tire or do I want to go ahead and just go for to replace it? Because I own the risk. I'm the one that's going to take the risk driving to Texas. I'm the one that's going to potentially risk getting a ticket or risk getting into an accident, risk my own life, risk somebody else's life. I'm the risk owner. Now, I then ask the garage to go ahead and make those repairs. They now own the issues because I'm paying them to resolve the issues, but I'm still the risk owner. And it's very much the same with cyber security risk. There are multiple issues, whether it's non-compliances, deviations from standards, end-of-life scenarios. It could be vulnerability in the environment. Those are all issues, and we could assign those issues to be handled by various departments of our delivery organizations, whether it's the IT department, whether it's a third-party service provider. So we can assign them the issue, so they can own the issue to fix it, but we own the risk. And by the way, in this analogy, the Department of Transport, that's the CISO office. So unless it's a service that's actually owned and delivered by the CISO, then in this case, the CISO is the advisor, not the risk owner. So the CISO and the risk office can make recommendations about what to do with the risk, given the context and given the potential business impact. But ultimately, it is the business owner that is the risk owner. So it's very elementary for many. Others, that's kind of a foundational problem solver. So your issues are not your risks. Your issues contribute to risk scenarios. And your issue owner is rarely the risk owner. So hopefully that's helpful. And in the meantime, I'm going to go home. I'm going to get an Epsom salt bath. And I'll catch you later. Stay strong, stay unbreakable, stay healthy. And I'll see you next time.